Hello amigos, I am Uday and you are watching The Learning Owl. Today I am here with a book summary of Rich Dad Poor Dad written by Robert Kiyosaki and some life-changing lessons written by him in the book. The main characters of the book are Robert and his two dads. One of his dad is his biological father, who is very educated, a PhD holder, a teacher by profession. Robert referred him as poor dad because of his lack in financial knowledge. His other dad is his friend Mike's father, whom he considered as rich dad because of his financial knowledge, though he not completed his 8th standard, but he managed to be the richest person in his state. Robert was confused whom to listen, his rich dad or poor dad, because both of them has different ideologies. His poor dad used to say, love for money is the root of all the evil, whereas his rich dad used to say, lack of money is the root of all evil. His poor dad used to say, I can't afford that, whereas his rich dad used to say, how can I afford that? His poor dad used to say, don't take risk, whereas his rich dad used to say, manage risk. His poor dad used to say, study hard and get into a good company, whereas his rich dad used to say, study hard and buy a good company. So at the age of 9, he finally decided to listen to his rich dad and take different life lessons from him. Lesson 1. The rich don't work for money. If you want to be rich, you have to learn to make money. Robert says, the poor and middle class work for money, the rich have money work for them. The course of study that the poor and middle classes take is the conventional method. Study hard in school, get good grades, then get a safe job. Fear of being without money compels them to work for it. And when they get paycheck, greed or desire makes them spend what they work for. They work hard to get paid more, but then follow up raises with more debt or more expenses. You will get much more security by investing your time to create assets that generate money rather than only getting paid for your hourly labor. The author has little sympathy for the people who say, I am not interested in money or money isn't everything. If that's how you feel, why are you working 8 hours a day, 5 days a week for it? The pattern of get up, go to work, pay bills, get up, go to work, pay bills continues. Their lives are then run forever by two emotions, fear and greed. Offer them more money and they continue to cycle by also increasing their spending. This is the rat race. Lesson 2. Why teach financial literacy? Most people fail to realize that in life it's not how much money you make, it's how much money you keep. Now, accounting is possibly the most boring subject in the world. It also could be the most confusing, but if you want to be rich long term, it could be the most important subject. You must know the difference between an asset and liability and buy assets. Rich people acquire assets. The poor and middle class acquire liabilities, but they think they are assets. An asset is something that puts money in your pocket. A liability is something that takes money out of your pocket. Assets create income and liabilities create expenses. Lesson 3. Mind your own business. The poor and middle class spend most of their time and energy working for other people, their company, the government, and the bank. You can keep your day job but put your money in business, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, rental properties, notes, intellectual property royalties, etc. When you want to buy liability, first buy an asset that generates enough cash to cover the liability. Lesson 4. The history of taxes and the power of corporations. The poor earn, pay taxes, then spend. The rich earn, spend, then pay taxes. Robert then revisits the idea of financial literacy, summarizing it in 4 parts. Accounting, the ability to read and understand financial statement. Investing, the science of money making money, creativity combined with strategy and formulas. Understanding markets, the science of supply and demand, technical and fundamental investments. Law, understanding taxes and avoiding lawsuits. Lesson 5. The rich invent money. Essentially, you have two options in life. Number 1, work hard, pay taxes, save anything left over and get taxed on the savings. And number 2, Take the time to develop your financial intelligence and harness the power of your brain to create assets. Most people buy packaged investments from real estate companies, stockbrokers, etc. The rich create investments by assembling a deal themselves. To do this, you need to develop 3 skills: how to find an opportunity that everyone else has missed, how to raise money, how to organize smart people. Lesson 6. Work to learn. Don't work for money. The author urges young people especially to seek work for what they will learn more than what they will earn. In particular, the author recommends that you be sure to develop the skills of communication, sales and marketing, as those skills combine well with other skills and are often necessary to create wealth. Lesson 7. Overcoming obstacles. Mr. Kiyosaki lists the 5 reasons that even financially literate people may not develop their asset columns. Number 1. Fear, especially the fear of losing money. Number 2. Cynicism. Cynicism comes from unchecked doubt and fear, and it is expensive. Number 3. Laziness. Usually the laziest people are the ones who are busy. Number 4. Bad habits. As an overriding rule, the author insists that you pay yourself first. Take care of yourself first, physically, mentally and financially. Number 5. Arrogance. The author defines arrogance as ego plus ignorance. So, we learn from this book that don't work for money, work to create assets that generate money. Know the difference between an asset and a liability, and buy assets. Only buy another liability if you first buy or create an asset that generates enough cash to pay for it. Make putting things in an asset column your first priority before what your employer, government and bank want. Study accounting, investing, economics and law. This will allow you to recognize opportunities and methods to successfully build wealth. Most people buy packaged investments. The rich create investments by assembling a deal themselves, finding an opportunity, raising money and organizing people. Take a job only for the skills it will teach you, never for the money it pays you.